Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, now continuing taking a look at the best Halloween Havoc matches. Now, as I told you in my last video, now I'm going to be talking about the match from Halloween Havoc 1996 between Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio Jr. for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship versus Rey Mysterio's mask. So, yeah, everybody has said it. I mean, this is just like a this is just a great match right here. I mean, this is like just really spectacular right here. I mean, this is like one of the few times where just a match is just, it comes off perfectly. Like I mean, just about, yeah, everything in this match really was perfect. I mean, I mean, you just really have no botches were in this match at all, and like the moves were just executed all perfectly, and they were just perfectly timed. Yeah, I mean, I really feel like this is Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio's best match, not only against each other, but really, quite possibly the best match of either one of their careers. I mean, this was just a freaking phenomenal match right here. I mean, as I said, I mean, this match just really came off perfectly. Like, everything was executed perfectly. There was nothing really bad about this match at all. Nothing really went wrong here, which is really impressive, because considering what they did in this match, there was, like, quite a few things that could have, like, gone wrong. Like, some moves could have been botched, but they were all executed perfectly. I mean, this was just a freaking awesome match right here. I mean, like I told you in my last video, you can really say that the Cruiserweight division in the WCW was really, like the best thing that WCW really had, as like with the Rey Mysterio Dean Malenko match from 1996, and then with this match. I mean, this just really shows like how great the Cruiserweights really were in the WCW. Yeah, and once again, Halloween Havoc 1997, it was once again kind of like a mixed bag. I mean, I got off to a good start with the first three matches. Like, Yuji Nagata versus Ultimo Dragon was a pretty good match. Chris Jericho versus Ghetto was a good. You had this match, which was just spectacular and phenomenal. But after this match, this was really where the show really did turned out really crap. I mean, you had Alex Wright versus Steve McMichael, which sucked. You had Disco Inferno versus Jacqueline, which was awful. Had Kurt Hennig versus Ric Flair, which was a decent match. Lex Luger versus Scott Hall, which sucked. You had the Las Vegas Sudden Death match between Randy Savage and DDP, which was a pretty good match, probably like really good to great, maybe. And then you had the main event with Hollywood Hogan versus Roddy Piper in a steel cage match, which was really bad. Gosh, I mean, I really don't know what WCW's intentions really were with Hulk Hogan. I mean, it seemed like they always tried to have him go back against guys that he he was rivals with in the WWF during the 80s and stuff. Like, he had him feuding with Randy Savage and Roddy Piper, and they also had him going with for Brutus Beefcake at Starrcade 1994, but that really wasn't one of his enemies. It was a friend turned enemy in the WCW. But yeah, I just really don't know what WCW really was wanting to do with Hulk Hogan here, but they were probably thinking, since how well he did with Ric Flair during the feud in 1994, they were probably thinking, since Ric Flair was so really was kind of the older guy, they probably thought that Hulk Hogan could still do good with some of his old rivals and stuff from the WWF, even though they were older too. But it really didn't work, because his match with Randy Savage was really bad. This was really bad at here. And we also had the match at Halloween Havoc 1998, The Ultimate Warrior, which gosh, I really don't think I need to talk about that. I think everybody just pretty much has summed that match up. I really don't think I really have to talk about it, but yeah, WCW really just probably thought that they could do, Hulk Hogan could probably still do good stuff with some of his old rivals from the WWF, but since they were older and stuff, they really couldn't work as good as they did, and they weren't as movable maneuverable and stuff, and it just really came off really bad. And plus, like, you had Roddy Piper and Hulk Hogan here, and they also faced off at Starrcade 1996, and Roddy Piper won both matches, and yet neither time the title was on the line. So, I mean, I really don't see why they made them non-title matches. I mean, especially at Starrcade 1996, like, that was, like, around the time Roddy Piper came to the WCW. Wouldn't it have been, like, a better idea to actually have the title on the line and Roddy Piper actually win it? But, yeah, both matches were just non-title matches, and plus, Roddy Piper won both of those matches, like, with Hulk Hogan just passing out and stuff. It wasn't like Roddy Piper pinned Hulk Hogan or Hulk Hogan submitted or anything. But, yeah, it just really didn't come off good. So, yeah, Halloween Havoc 1997 was once again kind of a mixed bag, but with this match, Rey Mysterio Jr. and Eddie Guerrero, mask versus title, this turned out being a really great match. Actually, yeah, this match was actually voted Match of the Year by the WCW magazine readers. Yeah, it's hard to say really which is better between this or Bret Hart versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13 that year. I mean, both were, like, really great matches. It's really hard to say which. Probably, like, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold probably left a bigger impact on the wrestling industry. But as far as, like moves and wrestling goes, this is probably, like, a better match. So, yeah, you can probably make an argument that both matches are just, like, better in their own ways, really. Yeah, this was still a really, really great match right here. I mean, I really say that this is just a solid 5-star match. I mean, yeah, this was really better than, like, any of the matches that they had in the WWE, like, during their 2005 rivalry. Had, like, WrestleMania 21, Judgment Day, Great American Bash, and SummerSlam. I mean, yeah, this match just really is better than all of their WWE matches, really. I mean, this was just a really great match. I mean, once again, just like Rey Mysterio did with Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio just, like, did a lot of his high-flying antics in the match. And Eddie Guerrero, like, he, like, was kind of doing, like, a lot of, like, heel-ish type of techniques and stuff. Like, during this match, like, several times, Eddie Guerrero tried to, like, pull off Rey Mysterio's mask to just reveal his face because, yeah, as I said, Rey Mysterio's mask was also on the line, and if Rey Mysterio had lost this match, he would have lost his mask. Yeah, and they were saying, like, this was Rey Mysterio's, like, 9th match where his mask was on the line, and, yeah, it's good to see that they all, well, up to this point, they had, like, Rey Mysterio, like, retain keeping his mask all those times, but, yeah, we had, like, what happened in 1999, where they finally had Rey Mysterio lose his mask and he had to take it off. And, oh man, I don't know. I just felt that that was really kind of disrespectful, to be honest. I mean, whenever, like, like, just wrestling in general, like, we've had it in the WCW, it's been in WWE, where you have, like, a luchador having to unmask themselves. I just feel, I don't think it should happen. I just feel it's real disrespectful because, I mean, luchadors in Mexico, like, the mask is really part of, like, their heritage and stuff. I mean, and it's really, like, part of, like, the luchador heritage and traditions and stuff for them to have masks. And I just think it's really disrespectful to have them unmask and stuff. I mean, with Kane, when he unmasked in 2003, that I'm just fine with that, really, because, I mean, Kane was not really just a luchador. It was just, like, him with the mask, it was just, like, part of, like, the storyline on why he wears the mask is because his face was burned. So, him unmasking, it was really, like, I was fine with it, but when you do it with luchadors, I just feel it's real disrespectful here. I mean, on one hand, like, when you're younger, you probably do want them to unmask because you actually want to see their face and what they actually look like. But as you're growing up, you kind of, like, start to understand, like, them losing the mask, it's really kind of, like, disrespectful to the luchador cultures and heritage and stuff. So, you know, I really wasn't a fan of when WCW really had Rey Mysterio unmask. But, yeah, at least here they did it right, and they had him with the mask here. And they allowed him to have him win and keep his mask here. So at least, like, they did good here. And plus, yeah, Rey Mysterio also came at this show. He had like a phantom style costume that he wore. It was kind of like a full bodysuit and stuff, and the mask was actually part of it. So yeah, Eddie Guerrero of course couldn't like actually pull the mask off of Rey Mysterio for him to actually reveal Mysterio's face here. He knew that he actually had to try to rip it open, which he tried to do in this match. But yeah, it was still like good, like despite the fact that it like kind of like opened pretty wide, it was still able to like Rey Mysterio was still able to hide his face, and and like the camera crew really did a good job at still like trying to hide his face. I mean, most they saw with like the piece of like his forehead right here, like kind of about this much, was exposed of his face. But yeah, the camera crew really did a good job of like trying to hide his face to not expose it clearly here. So yeah, they did good stuff, and of course, like a lot of great maneuvers performed in this match. I mean, yeah, just a really, really great match and a solid 5-star match easily. All right, so let me just talk about the match. So yeah, as I said, and I mean, the match was just executed perfectly. Like there were no botches at all. I mean, had a lot of high flying moves from Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero also. Rey Mysterio like was trying to dive over the ropes and through the ropes a lot to Eddie Guerrero. At one point, Eddie Guerrero tried pinning Rey Mysterio down, and he like was holding him by the hands and like trying to pin him down to try to get the pin, but Rey Mysterio ended up surviving it. At one point, as Eddie Guerrero like lifted up his feet, I guess to get more leverage down on Rey Mysterio like kicked himself up by like he kicked his feet off of Eddie Guerrero's stomach, like, and got him to stand up, and then he jumped directly from the canvas right to the top rope, and then did a backflip and executed a DDT onto Eddie Guerrero, which was awesome. Yep. Had like at one point Eddie Guerrero was on the outside of the ring, and Rey Mysterio like tried to like run to the corner of the ring and then like jump onto the ropes and leap to the outside of the ring onto Eddie Guerrero. But as Rey Mysterio leaped into the corner of the ring, Eddie Guerrero got back into the ring, and then like Rey Mysterio leaped like onto the ring apron, and then Eddie Guerrero like kicked Rey Mysterio right off of the apron down to the floor. And of course, like Eddie Guerrero was like throwing Rey Mysterio into like the steel steps and the guardrail and stuff. Then Eddie Guerrero got a camel clutch in on Rey Mysterio, and then that was when he ripped open Rey Mysterio's mask by one of the eye holes. And then Rey Mysterio eventually fought out of like the camel clutch, and then like he like swung Eddie Guerrero like right over him. At one point, Eddie Guerrero actually did the gory special to Rey Mysterio. Then at one point, like Eddie Guerrero like threw Rey Mysterio right into one of the corners of the ring, and Rey Mysterio was like hanging from his legs upside down from the turnbuckle. Then Eddie Guerrero tried to just slide kick Rey Mysterio's face and head, but as Eddie Guerrero slid in for the kick, Rey Mysterio like lunged himself up, and Eddie Guerrero just yeah, he slid right into the ring post. Yeah. And then Eddie Guerrero then like just went to the outside of the ring, and then Rey Mysterio leaped onto Eddie Guerrero to the outside. At one point, Rey Mysterio like tried to attempt his position for the 619 onto Eddie Guerrero, but Eddie Guerrero like caught Rey Mysterio's legs, and then Rey Mysterio like spun Eddie Guerrero around, and then threw him to the outside, and then Rey Mysterio once again like leaped over the ropes and caught a Hurricane Rana onto Eddie Guerrero. And at one point, like Rey Mysterio hit a Hurricane Rana on Eddie Guerrero for a pin attempt, and Eddie Guerrero survived it. And then at one point, when Eddie Guerrero just nailed a monster power bomb onto Rey Mysterio and got a pin attempt in, and Rey Mysterio survived that. And at that point, Eddie Guerrero was like just kind of like showing frustration. He was just like really shocked to see that Rey Mysterio survived it. At one point, Eddie Guerrero tried to charge Rey Mysterio in one of the corners of the ring, and then like Rey Mysterio just like lunged Eddie Guerrero over his head, and Eddie Guerrero hit face first into the turnbuckle. And then at one point, like, Rey Mysterio tried to charge at Eddie Guerrero when Eddie Guerrero was in one corner of the ring, and then Eddie Guerrero then lunged Rey Mysterio over his head, but Rey Mysterio actually landed onto the ropes of the top turnbuckle on his feet, but then Eddie Guerrero like pushed Rey Mysterio's feet, and then Rey Mysterio then just lost his balance and just fell down onto the top turnbuckle. And Eddie Guerrero tried to go for a big German suplex from the turnbuckle onto Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio was able to fight out of it. And then eventually Rey Mysterio hit a big Hurricane Rana onto Eddie Guerrero from the top turnbuckle, and then got the pin on Eddie Guerrero, and Rey Mysterio became Cruiserweight Champion again. So, yeah, just a phenomenal match right here. Absolutely just a spectacular match right here. I mean, yeah, you could really make the argument that this is quite possibly the best match in the history of the WCW ever. I mean, just, like, as I said, just really the best match of both guys' careers. I mean, it's just a phenomenal match right here. I mean, both guys just, yeah, they just always work together, and you can clearly see from their 2005 feud and here, just, yeah, these guys just absolutely have phenomenal matches with each other. And yeah, this is just really, as I said, this would just raise the bar higher for the Cruiserweight division, from even higher than it was set, like, the previous year during Rey Mysterio's feud with Dean Malenko. I mean, it just, yeah, the bar was set even higher for the Cruiserweights with this match. I mean, just phenomenal match right here. Like I said, just a solid 5-star match, easily. Alright, so, yeah, that's all I really have to say about Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio at Halloween Havoc 1997. Hope you guys enjoyed the review of this match. And so yeah, I've got one more match that I'm gonna be including in these best Halloween Havoc match just reviews. And yeah, I'll probably save that one for Monday on Halloween itself. So stay tuned for my final match review for best Halloween Havoc matches is on Halloween. So, but anyway, as I said, those are for my review of Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero at Halloween Havoc 1997. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.